Hello guys. Today, I am talking about a Korean horror drama, Joseon Exorcist, which got cancelled after airing just 2 episodes. The backlash was so bad that in just 2 days it received 200,000 signatures on a petition to ban this series. The makers at first suspended the 3rd episode and said they will return after 1 week. The makers hoped to reshoot the problematic scenes again. However, the location denied the permission to reshoot, and even sponsors like Samsung and LG withdrew their sponsorship overnight. The series was said to have shot till 10 episodes at the time of cancellation, and the makers suffered massive loss of over $28 million. So what really happened? Like Mr. Queen, this series also used the exact historical figures, especially the kings and the royal family of the Joseon era, and made a fictional story out of it. The screenwriter is the same as Mr. Queen, so maybe she pushed the boundary on fictional comedy and horror a bit more this time. Depiction of the royal family. Koreans are particularly offended by the way the royals are portrayed. Especially the character of Prince Chung-young, who will grow up to be King Sejong the Great, who was shown on a bad light. In one scene, he was shown unable to get off the horse easily, making him look a bit incompetent. Similarly, in one scene, during a fight, he was just seen standing on a corner, who, being a prince, would never hide like that. Moreover, Prince Chung-young, who had no chance over the throne, and wanted to indulge in alcohol and women, said my great-grandfather was head over heels over a courtesan. His blood also flows in me. And even asks for advice from his bodyguard regarding having sex with women. Likewise, Prince Chung-young's father, King Taejong, in the start of the series was shown as a cold-blooded person who massacred his people in blind rage. In addition, in history, King Taejong really loved his kids. When one of his kids died, he's so devastated he won't eat or sleep properly for weeks. But in this drama he locked his son Prince Kang Naeong in a freezer to left him to die. This too is out of the historically documented character. This is not the king that Koreans are familiar with and respect. The disrespect shown to the kings and princes. Prince Chung-young, who will grow up to be King Sejong the Great, was disrespected by the envoy of Vatican, Marco. And it was the prince who was made to apologize to them. He was even seen being disrespected by commoners too, and in one scene he was seen pouring wine to the priest from the Vatican. Prince Yang Naeong was seen more interest in having sex with his concubine than fulfilling the duty set by his father the king. I am all in for artistic liberty in fictional account, but disrespecting historical figures like that is wrong. However, the most problematic thing was the Chinese influence in the series. We all know the rivalry, and the tensions, both historical and present, between Korea, Japan, and China. And all 3 countries have their own distinct culture different from each other. However, so many things shown in this series of Chinese influence. What fueled the backlash was the Chinese netizens mocking the Korean netizens of not having their own culture. Here are the lists of things I got from the internet. 1. The shamans performed their ritual not in Korean style. Like every country, even the tribes of Amazon and Papua New Guinea have their own shamanism tradition. So why the Korean-style shamanism was not performed? Similarly, every culture have their own way of exorcism. What's the significance of bringing one from the Vatican? 2. Palace interior that doesn't resemble Korean palace design and is too Chinese influenced, which is noticeable with a lot of red colors here and there. 3. Characters were performing non-akmu, which is a dance that the Chinese registered to UNESCO as theirs. 4. The background music used is made using Chinese traditional instruments. 5. Prince Yang Naeong used Chinese-style sword, not the usual sword you normally see in Korean historical dramas. 6. Hairstyles and outfits that resemble Chinese culture. Well, there are others also, but the thing is, did the series deserve to be cancelled? I, personally, am against cancel culture and cyberbullying, especially regarding the art forms. Being an artist myself, I think even the debatable content should be allowed so that there will be a discussion. Being a BL fan, I do disagree with so many of the BL tropes, and so many times I have dropped an entire series over those tropes, but I never wanted those to be banned, as it might appeal other viewers. It is not necessary that what I like should be liked by all, or the things I am offended should be banned. Difference of opinion exists. Having said that, I can totally understand the Korean position. Even I would be offended if my most respected historical figures were portrayed in a comical or bad light. Still, it's sad, because I really liked the first 2 episodes and it had the potential to be a nice horror drama, though it would not have met the benchmarks set by Kingdom. And there seems to be no chance that Netflix will pick that drama, as it also can't afford the backlash in Korea, one of its biggest Asian markets. Do you think the cancellation is justified? Do let me know in the comments.